background. We're actually stepping into technology this morning on Rise and Shine.
And that we have in the studio, very warm welcome to Gihan Fernando. Thanks for having us. Thanks for coming to the show, Gihan. Gihan, for those of you guys who don't know, he's a former lecturer at the University of Moratuwa. And why he's here today? Because he's the managing director of, what is it, GTS? Yeah. GTS is a company that has come up with Sinhalese games. And it was launched first in 2008, the first ever Sinhalese game. Then there was another version of it launched in 2009. And a 3D version of it was launched this year in October. Tell us about it, Gihan. What inspired you to make a Sinhalese game?
Yeah, basically when we started in 2007, we were into web development and software development. And I mean, what we realized was that everybody has a mobile phone. And we thought, why don't we have something local? So then we are people who can, do almost anything because we're using technology.
Brilliant.
There is no boundary. We can, it's unlimited potential there. So we thought, okay, so why don't we try our hands at making a game, a mobile game, in our local language. So we started, and we were successful in doing that in 2008. So that's the basic background of our game, our motivation. And just last month with the 3D version, we have extended it to two more languages, that is Sinhala and Tamil as well. So anybody in Sri Lanka is able to play in their own language without a problem.
Lovely initiative.
And he's also the first to actually launch the Sinhala game.
That's right.
Which is very remarkable, of course.
What were you doing before that? What inspired you to get into this whole gaming?
Even in my childhood, I had, while I was in school, I used to, do innovative things. So even in class, I used to make certain programs and just spread around with my colleagues. So, that was the starting point of it, actually. So Mr. Ruanit Malvada, our computer science teacher, was very helpful in that sense. He was there from the beginning till I completed my A-levels, guiding me all the way. So it was good.
Okay, you were part of Thurston College.
That's right.
And then you were at Micheli International
That's
School.
right.
How was the transition from a local school to an international?
Yeah, my stay in Thurston was a very brief moment.
Okay.
So I moved in grade 1. I moved to Micheli. So from grade 1 onwards up to I completed my...
more of your college life was mostly
That's
Micheli
right.
International
Yes.
School, right? Because I was at Micheli too.
Yes.
And,
Oh dear, any interesting tales about Sami we need to know? You might
we've also heard that you have launched a website for the president, for the government of Sri Lanka.
It's actually it's a website for Kalashwaris and Ahabudu, and the president was the one who actually launched it.
Okay.
So,
what was it about? Tell us a little bit.
It's about our great Kalashwaris and Ahabudu on his 80th birthday.
Hold that thought for a second. We'll get back to you on that. We have to take a quick time check. It's exactly 7 a.m.
உங்கள் தேநீர்கோப்பில் சிறிய மாற்றத்தை ஏற்படுத்த இதுவே நேரம்.
Right, we're back. Time is exactly 7 a.m. and we have in the studio Gihan Fernando. I'm sorry I had to cut you off over there. You were talking about the website that was launched by the president.
Yes. So again, that was another initiative that we thought, we have a lot of websites in this world, and everybody's, nowadays what you tend to do is you tend to Google a lot when you want to find information. And what we found back then, what we find is that we have very little local content online. So once say students they are trying to refer particular people, they're not going to go look for books. They're going to go online and check the content. So exactly, because that is the convenient thing to do.
Absolutely.
So you can save your time and you can just go online and just do all the references. But what we thought was that if we don't have the local content, they're going to miss out on all this information.
Absolutely.
So that's what we thought of, highlighting all the key points of the individual and putting it online. So we have all his great works that he has done, all the poems that he has written, all the books that he has done, all the theatre work that he has done. We also have sample audio clips, pictures, everything is there. And it was very, very grateful for the president to watch the site.
Himself.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, well, just stepping back to your video game scenario. Well, how was well? This was something definitely brand new, and you
That's
were
right.
the first.
It
You
was a
actually took
it was a
initiative.
big risk, to be honest, because we started out, and it was a big risk because we wouldn't know what kind of outcome we'll get from it, what kind of feedback we'll get from it. But it was tremendous. I mean, we had a lot of people, backing us and supporting us and downloading the game. Not only from just Sri Lanka, people outside Sri Lanka who had gone to work, they had also downloaded the game and they were playing. They were going around Colombo in London or in Dubai.
And it's
We'll
also
talk
something.
about the game in a while.
Yes.
It's too soon to get
Yes.
into those details. We'll have a lot more to ask you. You obviously must have done your software engineering for this,
That's right.
to get into this. Where was that and how did your
Yeah,
high school, post-high school session?
Yeah, after completing my A levels, I was selected into the University of Liverpool, where I got my first degree, computer science honors. And after that, while doing my degree, I also had an opportunity to work with some local companies there. So that was a very good experience for me, and that showed me about discipline and how to get things done in an efficient way. So after that, I got an opportunity to work at, to study at King's College to do my masters in advanced software engineering. So then after that, I again worked just part time there, and then I decided that it was time for me to come back and do something different. Yeah, with technology.
We are reading that you were a lecturer at the University of Liverpool.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Right. So straight after I came, my father had a vacancy of in the Sunday Observer with a vacancy for a lecturer post, and he was very keen on getting me to do something for the students. So then I thought, okay, well, why not? I'll just give it a shot.
Yes.
And then luckily I was selected. I was a bit surprised. So I was selected straight away, and I had about close to 1 year experience there, and it was a phenomenal experience, to be honest. I had a tremendous time there, and there is absolutely brilliant talent in our local universities, guaranteed.
Okay. So we're talking to a teacher, software engineer.
Software engineer, and also there is a call on the
In
line.
the studio with us, the managing director of GTS, which is Game Studio Terrelke, Gihan Fernando. He is the developer of a Sinhalese game. It's a game that basically where you're given a map of Colombo, and you're supposed to be a taxi driver that picks up and drops passengers in and around Colombo. Tell us a little bit about this game. What is it exactly about?
Yeah. Basically, even though you said that I'm the developer, we have a team of people working on the game.
You don't take credit, do you?
So we have a number of people, and when we started, we had only two to three people. But for our latest game, we had about 6 to 7 in our team, because that's how because we're creating a 3D game. It took more talent to create a game. So talking about the game, as you said, you are the taxi driver, and you get to go around the map of Colombo, and you get to pick and drop people off. And while you're doing that, you're collecting money. But you have to remember that while you're going in the car, you're losing petrol. So, and if you go on knocking on sides of the road or on other vehicles, you're going to damage your vehicle. So you have to make sure that you balance things out.
You can actually
And
have a
that's
look at it.
actually
Yes.
the third version, where we have selected a three-wheeler, and it's going around, and you can see the police is there. They'll catch you if you go above a
so
certain
familiar, I've
speed.
got to
So do
say.
we have to apply to the road rules as well, or what?
Yes, well, no, you can go on both sides of the road. That is there, but if you go above a certain speed, then the police will come after you.
Ah,
So,
okay.
so as you can see, the arrow pointer shows in which direction you're supposed to go and pick or drop the passenger, and then you get to accumulate money. So using that money, you have to make sure that you don't you don't run out of fuel. So you have to not only that, you have to also service your vehicle. So you have to go to a petrol station, you have to go to a service station, and that exactly shows you where you're supposed to go and drop the person. And then after you drop the person, you'll get another call and saying, you have to come and pick me up. And that is actually voice activated. So we have, in Sinhala, we have Mr. Hardik Pereira, the famous cricket commentator, giving the voice clips. So we have in all three languages, all the voice clips are there. So they can, you can. It's a full environment, like entertainment package. So
And
you get the
definitely a lot to
visual.
learn, actually.
Exactly. So you get the visual and you get the audio, and you get all these banners with advertisements from certain
Those
brands.
about the revenue.
Exactly. So because we were giving this game for free,
Okay.
that is the beauty of it,
Okay.
and all our revenue comes from within advertising within the game. And the best thing about this is that you don't actually realize that they're advertisements because they're part of the game. Because you're supposed to go and pick the people at certain
From those,
locations from those locations as well. So that is the business model that we thought, because we want to make sure that we reach maximum audience. And
So why a three-wheeler?
no, that's what something people asked when we launched the first and second version. You can even select the car if you want.
Okay, so we can select the vehicle.
Now you can select 4 vehicles.
Okay.
So you can select a three-wheel if you want. You can select a taxi cab. You can even select a van.
Okay.
And not only that, last time we had one in two-player mode where you play cops and robbers.
Oh, okay.
So but for that we needed 2 players definitely. But here now you can even be the police in one-player mode. So that is also there.
Okay. So 2 players and
Exactly. So we have Bluetooth. You can connect with a friend,
Okay.
and you can play cops and robbers, or you can even challenge each other to see who can go and pick up the passengers the first.
That sounds very interesting. So you basically download this from GPRS or how do you happen?
That's right. Yes. So you go to the website games.lk, and you can go via your PC or via your phone, via GPRS, and you can just download the game. So when you go on your PC, you actually get different UI, different interface.
Okay.
So